All right, everybody. Hey, I just want to do a really quick update for everybody. All right, so we got the drop down. We came into our symmetrical target area. So we've come into this resistance area, support area, I should say. I'm sorry. We're going to go up to the higher time frames really quick. I just want to jump all the way up here into these higher time frames. Listen, we had the support level right here. Came down, plunked right on the support level, okay? So you can see the support level back over here onto the left side. I'm going to start to drop all this in the members area. All right, so hit support perfectly. And we already did a bounce to, what's that, 3,900-ish. Okay, so we definitely followed the wave pattern. We followed this little arrow all the way up here, almost here. Now, here's the thing, okay? So we broke this, right? We broke the trend line and 3630. No problem. Called that, okay? Called it perfect. So I'm just going to remove this. I'm going to remove this right here, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to jump in right here. Now, let's show you what needs to happen. So right now, right, we're going to get rid of that 128. It is actually, it's still resistance. We're going to leave that there. Okay, I'm going to shrink this up. All right, so for right now, what we're looking for is we're looking for some volume, some buying volume to pour back into the market. We just closed out this daily candle. Now, I am over here on the weekly, but I still want to point out the weekly. So number one, we hit support perfectly. Okay, number two is we did bounce to 3,900-ish, right? Like we had here in the green arrow. The green arrow came up. Go back and look at my past charts. Green arrow came up just like this arrow. This was perfect. Came up, fell out. This one also came up and fell out. Now, for me, we need to break this top line right here, right? So we've got bullish. We're going to put bulls need to break these levels. Okay, so number one, so let's just get over here. So the first level of bulls need to break is this blue line right here, 4069, 4069. Okay, level two is going to be right here, 4275, right? 4275. And then we're going to have the last one, we're going to have to break this trend line from the bottom and then this trend line from the top. And let's just call it 47. So 47, 47, let's just call it 4,700 on the dot, okay? So this is the higher ones are very difficult. These higher ones are going to be really a work to get back up here. But you see, look, if you go over to the left, look, where there's our support, landed perfectly on the support right there. If you go up, look, there's the next line of resistance right there. You go up again, you got another line of resistance right here. And then this last line is all the way up here. It's, I mean, we could probably go a little bit lower. We could probably throw that baby in like the 46 to 4,700. How about that? So we'll do this 4,600 to 4,700 top side. Okay. So at this point, it is possible to get back up here and get back up into this trend line, right? It is possible to get up here. It's all has to do with buying volume, right? I did miss my lowest buy order here. I had a buy order in at 3,600. I did just miss it. I should have been a little bit higher. I would have caught this at least for this little scalping bounce. I will go over and put that on my other chart. I'll show you that on my other chart. Now, this is still bearish, right? Now we're on this last little bit of support right here. Breaking this, you've got a void. You see there's a void right here. There's nothing to catch this price until it drops down right here, which also corresponds and intersects with this 200 MA on the weekly. So you're looking 3,100-ish for the next support. And I've got 3,200 for my support down here. So we'll just call 3,000 to 3,200. So on the support side, right, you got 3,200 to 3,000, right? Below that, it gets really ugly. Now you can march all the way down to 2,700-ish is ugly. right? All right. Now, here's the thing, okay? Here's what we're watching for. We're looking for a rejection candle, right? So this is what we're looking for. Looking for volume. Looking for a rejection candle, right? These are the two things we're looking for. Now we're closing the weekly closes in 24 hours. And we've got a death cross, right? Death cross on the weekly at the 7 and 100. Okay, so these are all the things we're watching out for right here. Okay, now I just advised all of the members, right? I just advised all of the members to open up a chart for me. I want every single member to go in, and this is the chart you have to open. It's right. I'm telling you guys, if you like to make money, if you like to find the bottom, this is the chart I want every single member to have right here. I want the Bitstamp chart. I want you can or can't, you don't have to put the MACD on it, but I would recommend putting the MACD on this baby, okay? So I have the MACD, this is just standard MACD, right? Or is this MACD with RSI? Yeah, MACD with RSI on here. Okay, you have your bounce levels historically. There's the 2014, there's the 2013 levels right there. And look, this baby has called every single play like to the money. So this is the most important thing, is for you to have this chart up and prepared for you. So you can see, look, I called the long, called the long, called the short, called the long, and then it called this short right here. Absolutely perfect, okay? Now these J-hook things, ignore them. They're for a 12-hour chart. But this is the chart I want you all to have up and open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The second we see the long call on this on the 3-day chart, I can't even tell you how insanely accurate it is. So we are going to be watching for this long call to pop up on this chart, right? And it's got to be coming soon, right? We can get down here to 3K and it'll pop up. So we got to watch this. Now, don't panic when you get this long call on here, because sometimes it'll retest, and then it'll take off, right? So it'll come, retest, and take off. This is the signal over here. It retested a little bit higher, but then it took off. So you just got to be aware and be understanding that, you know, just because it calls along, it sometimes has a delayed reaction. It calls along or short a little bit early. All right, so over here we also have, this is where Baby Bull Jesus was found. You see this last bounce out of here. This was the very last bounce. We're on the support right now for the last bounce before we found Baby Bull Jesus the last time. So we're at the same place that happened all the way back here in 2014. So here it is. We're way back over here. There's Baby Bull Jesus, and I'm going to bring this up. All right, I just want to make sure we get these members. Area charts, and there we go. So we got this last bounce out here, and they came up. Now, where are we? Are we headed down deeper? Now, we already did get this really low bounce. Yeah, is it this one? I don't know. All right, but we just got this. I'm looking for this and this, right? So there's Baby Bull Jesus. He bounced from way, way up here. Okay, so we need to go find... We're trying to find Baby Bull Jesus. There he was. He got a long call on him, and we all took off to the races. It was a party, right? So we're just waiting for this. You got to have this chart open. Super, super important, all right? On the 12-hour, we also got smashed this J-hook resistance from 2015 and tried to roll over. Listen, if these two indicators touch, we're going to have another short. It could just be a 100, 200 point dump, but if these two indicators touch each other right here, it'll be very bad. I am still looking for a V bottom, right? So listen, we are looking for a V bottom. I want to see some kind of a V bottom here that's going to say, okay, this is over, at least for a bounce, right? Looking for a V bottom reversal. Right? We still don't have it, right? It's still not enough right now where we're at. We're going to move along in the charts. Listen, everything is crazy. Everything is so deep. I don't even know what to say. We're on a bleeding 9 all the way around. The 9s are just bleeding. It's crazy, right? begging for a bounce, begging for a bounce. Tether, what a nightmare Tether is. Here's my charts. Now these charts show, and I'm going to do the USD chart first, okay? So I had us bounce. We came down to here, bounced up, didn't quite get there, and then we just tanked out one more time. All right, so I expected to get a little bit higher bounce out of here because, now this chart is older. You guys see that I have been working off of this chart, and I did adjust my targets as we got into this symmetrical triangle. As soon as we made that symmetrical triangle, I said, that's, these higher bounces, not going to happen, right? So, I mean, I can pretty much just get rid of these, right? Get rid of all that. Now at the final straw, all my targets were perfect. So everything that went up only was a rebounce, was a reset of the indicators in order to come back down. And you see every single one of these came back down. Now what's significant is I have a bounce off of this area, right? Now that bounce, there it is. It can go all the way back up and test this trend line, right? Now getting up higher into here is going to be an issue, right? So I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to make another one of these. I'm going to drop this up here. Right? See if we can even get up here. Right now, this is just blown out, so it's gone. And actually, I could probably stretch that down. Let's stretch that all the way down right there. Lock that in. Right, look, here's all your vamp. Look, there's your vamp fib, here's your 236. It's in this confluence area, 4,300. If we do get a bounce up here, this is what I would be looking for. But now it really, for me to go bull, it has to break out over this. We got to first get through this tough area right here, and then we got to get up here. Now, I expected to have a bounce here. I expected this to take a little bit longer to actually play out, not as quickly as it did. But hit that perfect support right there. We called the support absolutely to the dime. Landed inside the support. Now you've got two levels above you of resistance, right? So we're going to get rid of this, get rid of that. We've got two levels of resistance. We are going to get, actually, I'm going to leave that up there. You've got this trend line and this trend line, both that are acting as super heavy topside resistance, along with this historical support above you. This is a VPVR bar that goes way over here. It's super heavy. It's got a lot of weight to it, so it would act as a resistance at this point right now, okay? Now, going lower, we're just going to start to slide everything over, okay? Going lower, breaking lower. This is now what we're going to do is come back down, test here, test back up, and then down. This is trend line is now going to be our resistance line right here, along with this resistance here and resistance here. So now I did miss my bottom order just a little bit. I was very upset with myself. It would have been an amazing scalp. I would have caught that at 3,600. I would have set my stop loss at 3,800. I would have got stopped out of it, but it would have been a nice trade it would have been a very nice trade. Probably made $500-600 on it. I did miss it. I had big sad face. I was in the middle of a live stream. I was in the middle of a live stream. I said, God, I got to do this. God, I got to jump on this. And I got to get it. The B Scalper is actually the 3-day. Use the B Scalper. I haven't used it on the weekly. I'll have to try it on the weekly songer. Okay, so listen, here is your void. Breaking down into here, you only have some minimal support before you get some heavy support. So this is your next void level. Your next heavy support level is right down here. So yeah, let's be really, really careful. Breaking this gets really ugly. I'm not going to shoot for any targets right now down here, but there are targets down here. You do have, but they're support targets. They're not the void. Okay, so we can put in a rectangle, and I mean, right? I mean, we can pretty much put a cry face in here. That's what we'll do. Actually, I'm going to put a sad face in here. Don't have any sad. Where's the sad face? How do they not have a damn sad face on this thing? Where's the sad face? Look for a sad face. See people. I don't see anything. I'll just put a wheelchair right there. Okay, there's our wheelchair. right? There's our wheelchair right there. This is our handicap accessible. This is the easiest way to get into Bitcoin, is going to be right down here. Okay, so there's going to be our super ugly, no bueno chart, right? All right, so there we go. All right, next, let's move on quick. Oh, sorry, we got to go over here. I'll do the same thing on USDT later. I'm just going to stick to USD right now in these charts. Talking money flow. Money really didn't pour out of the market right there. Never got a rejection on the J-hook, but we are hitting resistance. So the J-hook chart, the MACD, right, is at a resistance area. Okay, so we're clearly at a resistance area. And we have talked about this, right? Like MACD going up, price, PA going down is bearish, right? So look, our MACD went up, our price action went down. We've talked about this over and over and over again. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Let's take a look at the supports. Snap the supports on everything. Just another list of all our supports. This is actually our higher time frame up here. Oh, that's 4 hours. These are 4 hours, and lost support on all these. But you can see the lower supports. I did not go lower over there. I did go lower over here on Bitstamp, right? So you can see your Bitstamp charts, and you can see where Bitstamp is. All right, so there we go. RSI coming back around, trying to do a third touch on the bottom. Guys, we are so insanely sold. I mean, I don't even know what to say, right? RSI over. Did I say oversold? Right? Absolutely incredible. Wow. ADX chart, deep. ADX chart, super deep. So the Phoenix ADX chart has broken all the supports. Now, what we have to do is we're going to move this down here, because this is the last time we had support down here, right? So we're going to grab this box, and we're going to move it all the way down here. Actually, I'm going to take it, leave it up there, because that's where this starts, right? We are all the way down here at the bottom. Right, so we've blown through all the supports on Phoenix, right? Daily USDT, only one support left. Okay, so we only got one support left there. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry. There's that, and there's USD. Now, USD is trying. It's on this last little support right here. You got one more below it, right? But there's USD, right? Look at my arrows. Absolutely played out perfect. Couldn't have. All right, here you go. So USD on the last, on the second to last, right? Look at the arrows on the price action win, right? Perfect calling the arrows on the price action. Now, there you are. I'm looking for a little bit of bounce here, right? It's hard to get the arrows in here, to get them, you know, symmetrical. It's really tight to get that in there. So I was looking for one more bounce down, then a leg. So let's see. And there you go. Look at your charts. So I got this thing really deep right there. That's super ugly. Weekly ADX chart. This is USD. Weekly ADX chart on USD still says long way to go. So weekly USD ADX, still a ways to go. All right, let's cruise fast. I'm trying to go as quickly as I can through all of this. Historical volatility chart, shorts to longs, very interesting. Everybody's kind of, all right, take a breath, right? All right, shorts to longs, taking a break. Right? Everybody just kind of is really close to parity. We're not in the oversold or any overbought regions. No reasons to look for some short squeezes. The shorts to longs almost even, right? So they're almost even. So we have no squeezes, here, right? So there's no squeezes here right now for everything that's going on. Weekly tapped out on the bottom, right? Here's all our big indicators. We just pushing bearish still over here on this weekly. The daily over here, look, this daily kind of is still a bullish daily, even though we just fell out. It is still bullish, right? So the weekly still has room on the Stoch. Look at the RSI support back then, right? So look at this RSI support, very significant how it tapped right there, right? Very significant. Now this was not Baby Bull Jesus, this was Baby Bull Jesus over here. So this is where Baby Bull Jesus came, right here. So, you know, we're still, this is very significant, came down, tapped, we're not quite below it. Look at the Stoch though. Our Stoch is way higher than it was last time, even though our RSI is super low. Our RSI is kind of getting, it's almost becoming irrelevant at this point, okay? All right, so let's take a look. We have broken the support of, we're into the void. So we're into the monthly void area. We are on the last VPVR support. Now just bounced off it. Okay, so we just bounced off it and steep on the RSI, but you see, look, we're not all the way deep here on the weekly. There's the Bitstamp weekly, still got room to go, and still ugly. I can't even make a trend line here. There's just no way to make a trend line to support that at all. It's just an absolute fall, just a fall from grace. All right, nothing, nothing. And there you go. This is my, so I had this 3,600 as a bounce play to dink off in there. I'm still going to leave that trade on, right? I still have that trade on. It is a very small trade, right? I still have a small long at 3,600, but I will set a tight stop loss at 3,500. Right, I'm going to set a tight stop loss at 3,500. So even if it gets snapped out, I know we're heading to 3,200. I'll just scoop up some more down here, right? So this also shows you levels that we want to break out of, right? I could bring this over here, and there's a top side just to give you a good idea of what you'd be looking for over there. Got it? Okay. All right, let me get this in here. Okay, and I think last chart. Okay, broke this trend line that goes all the way back to Jesus land. I think this is the chart we started with. This is, nothing has changed right here, right? We just, you know, go up, roll over, and there's our targets. We got our deep targets right there. Nothing has changed, and that's it. All right, so for me at Until One Mil, I would like to say thank you guys all so much. I will catch everybody on the flip side, okay? I'm going to see all you members over in the chat. Thank you. For the Vamp, and Until One Mil, I am out.